Dr. Slumberland, and welcome to the Sleep Clinic. Please have a seat. This is not your first visit, correct? Okay, excellent. Oh, good. Well, I'm glad that your first visit was helpful. It looks like today we have you down for a sleep therapy session. Is that correct? Okay. All right, so just a few questions before we get started. What is the current average sleep duration that you're able to sleep this time? 6 hours on average? And how many days a week do you get less than 6 hours of sleep? Okay. Alrighty. And typically, how long does it take you to fall asleep once you go to bed? Alrighty. Certainly, I know how much a stressful day can take its toll at bedtime. Alrighty. So this just gives us a couple of little benchmarks to help us measure our progress from session to session. Alrighty. So I want to begin by just talking to you a little bit about kind of the basics of a good night's sleep and some of the common obstacles that may be keeping you from falling asleep, laying there, waiting for sleep to come for hours and hours. I know the feeling. Watching the clock tick and tick and tick, and somehow the more that we know we need to fall asleep, it almost becomes more difficult to fall asleep. So, for me, and for a lot of our other patients here at the sleep clinic, there is a constant problem with just trying to quiet the mind. So sometimes, does it ever feel that your mind is just going 100 miles a minute, and no matter what you do, you can't seem to slow down all those thoughts going through your head? Yes. Exactly. So one tactic or technique that we can use to almost manually shift our focus outside of those worried thoughts and concerns is to bring our focus to something in our physical environment. So I have a couple of items here as an example. What to begin with is a difficult question. Okay, so as an example, let's talk about this hairbrush. So the first thing to do with whatever the object is, and remember, it's really irrelevant which object you choose. It could be anything you have lying around in your room, and really common objects are almost even better. So I just want you to begin by focusing on the hairbrush and just start by noticing its features, its color, its shape, the sounds that it makes when you tap on it or scratch. Yes, It's a beautiful wood grain. Looks like it would feel really nice in your hair. What else do you notice about the hairbrush? Mm-hmm. Great. So as we begin to focus our attention in on this relatively common, simple object, you should find that immediately your mind begins to calm down and slow down. There's nothing stressful about this hairbrush. There's nothing fearful or worrisome. Just noticing its features. And I personally really enjoy exploring the different sounds that are made. And especially those small, kind of inconsequential sounds that maybe we hear all day long throughout the day and just never noticed before. Okay, ready for another example? Okay. So, this is a lovely set of makeup brushes. But again, I just invite you to notice the features, notice the sounds. Shiny, yes. Silver. And noticing how tapping sounds very different on this item compared to the hairbrush. Noticing the texture of the case. The label embossed on the front. Very good. Okay. So here I have a little jar of shea butter. Now again, you can start to notice the features, the different sounds that different parts of the container make. The sound that it makes when you open it up. The smell. Maybe thinking about how those smells make you feel. They help you feel relaxed, or do they make you feel energized? And as you start to notice how different smells affect you in that way, you can start to find different aromatherapy to help assist your mood. So this vanilla ylang ylang scent I find very relaxing. It's great for nighttime. But maybe a peppermint scent or eucalyptus scent might be more energizing and a good smell for the morning. So this little technique, I encourage you to try with all of the different objects in your room until you start to feel relaxed. And just notice how bringing your focus into the physical environment around you helps to take your focus out of all of those worrisome thoughts of the day. Oh, you did? Okay, we can do some more paper sounds then. That's another wonderful sound that typically you easily have around the house, right? Well, I think it's great that you noticed the sound of the shuffling papers before we even started this session. It's a very good sign. Yes, you're definitely right that the sounds that each person tends to gravitate toward can vary widely from person to person. And you're definitely right that sounds that may be very enjoyable for you may not be so pleasant to someone else. So it's a really good idea to just experiment with different sounds to help you find the sounds that you enjoy the most. Similarly with the aromatherapy, finding the scents that you enjoy the most. Okay, so another good technique at bedtime is surrounding ourselves with things that help us think about sleep. So this is kind of similar to having a bedtime ritual, which is another technique we can discuss. So, teddy bears are a really good example of something that we just innately associate with sleep. Same thing with wearing a sleep mask or just being all bundled up and cozy in our covers. These little bedtime rituals not only help our minds to get ready for sleeping, but we are very habitual creatures. So as your body starts to equate certain items with sleep, can actually have a physical effect on the body simply by surrounding yourself with those different items. Do you want to hold the teddy bear? Okay. I have another teddy that I can hold too. While we're holding a teddy bear, we can again kind of use that first technique we talked about. Just noticing all of his features, noticing the sounds it makes when we scratch on his head, how he feels when we squeeze him tight. I just love teddy bears. So, there you go. Along the same lines of having a bedtime ritual, tactic or technique number 3 is actually doing a relaxing activity. So this is one of our favorite tools here at the Sleep Clinic. It is an art kit. Well, guess what? You don't have to be artistic in order to have a creative bedtime ritual. And to be honest with you, I think it's maybe even better if you're not trying to create something that's pretty or that's perfect. Remember, the entire purpose of doing a relaxing activity like this is helping you to relax. So you want to let go of those fears that it's not going to look pretty or you're not going to do it right. Let go of any feeling of worry that you might have. And just enjoy the activity for what it is. Even if you never show the art to anyone else, it's just for you. The same thing can be said for something like journaling at bedtime, which is another great little tool we can use to help get all of the worrisome thoughts out of our head so that we can stop thinking of those things. Just write them down on a page. So, just looking inside, all the fun items. Does something like this maybe seem like it might be fun for you? Okay. Well, maybe at our next session, we can actually send you home with one of these kits of your own. So in our final technique, I want to actually lead you through a guided meditation to help you relax. And if you actually fall asleep in my office, do not worry about it. That is completely okay. Sometimes I fall asleep while I'm doing this. So it happens. Now, I am a big aromatherapy fan. I love using a rose water spray. This is kind of part of my bedtime ritual. It smells really nice and it feels really nice too. So I'm just going to give you a couple spritzes. And I'm going to give myself a couple too. So let's take a deep breath together. Just beginning to slow our breath, we immediately invite a more calm and relaxed state, both mentally and physically. Letting your breathing become more deep and just more gentle and slow. With each breath, I want you to imagine all of the day's cares and worries drifting farther and farther out of your consciousness, out of the room, leaving your house and just drifting into the air, dissolving, dissipating. And with each breath, finding yourself more and more relaxed, more and more at ease. And with each breath, finding yourself more relaxed and more at ease. Noticing your surroundings, any physical sensations, maybe your shoulders are feeling tight, or your back is feeling tired. Visualize your breath carrying this tension away. So with each breath, your body becomes more relaxed, more at ease. You find yourself settling more and more gently onto your pillow or into your seat. You find your breath starting to create a wave of relaxation, where each time you exhale, you release that tension. You release any stress or any worries that you may have. Letting your attention move from the tips of your toes to your ankles, maybe rolling your ankles, noticing your calves and your knees, noticing your legs, your hips, and your low back, resting more heavily than it did before. Letting your attention continue toward your upper back, your shoulders, your arms, your elbows, your hands, your fingertips. Noticing your neck. Is it feeling relaxed? Is it feeling at ease? How can you make yourself more comfortable? Noticing your face, your jaw, and your teeth. Is your jaw relaxed? Are your teeth relaxed? Dropping your tongue from the roof of your mouth to the bottom of your mouth and letting your jaw completely relax, perhaps even letting your mouth open slightly. Relax your lips, relax your nose, relax your eyes, noticing your eyebrows and consciously relaxing all the muscles in your forehead, in your brow, on your scalp. You may even want to give yourself a little bit of a scalp massage. Just rubbing or scratching on your scalp. Helping to further relax those muscles. And lastly, bringing your attention to your ears. If it feels good and it sounds okay to you, you can even gently massage your ears. Enjoying the sensations, gently tugging, massaging the ears and the earlobes. And I personally find that the sounds of massaging my ears really help me to let go and completely relax. So how are you feeling now? Are you awake? Are you asleep? Your eyes look heavy. And you've gotten pretty sleepy, haven't you? Well, good. That is our goal here at the Sleep Clinic. We're always happy to help someone relax. And it looks like you have a date with Dreamland coming up pretty soon. Well, I hope you have sweet dreams. You are so very welcome. I definitely can sympathize with how hard it is when you can't sleep. So I'm glad that our little session here was able to help you. I'm going to go ahead and leave you to catch some gurgly noises. So I'm going to leave you here to let you sleep. Whenever you are ready to leave, you can just let yourself out, and the receptionist will be happy to schedule another appointment for you, or even call you a taxi or something if you need that, okay? Great. Well, you are so very welcome. I am so honored to be able to help you. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for letting us help you. All right. Well, sweet dreams to you, and I will see you at our next session.